Welcome back, students. We will be continuing our B.Ed lecture series. We hope you are doing well. Today we will begin with some new important topics. Before moving on, those who are new to this channel, please subscribe. Do enable all notifications. Watch the video till the end. Don't forget to appreciate us by clicking the like button. You're already watching Study with AVAI. Let's begin with the revision. In the last lecture we covered all the below topics. Hope you are now familiar with these. Let's move on to the index. By the end of this lecture you will be able to understand all of these. So let's begin with our first topic, which is extended family. Extended family. It extends beyond the nuclear family. The extended family have aunts, uncles and cousins, all living nearby or in the same household. For example, a married couple that lives with either the husband's or wife's parents. The family changes from immediate household or extended household. In extended families, parents and their children's families may often live under a single roof. This type of joint family often includes multiple generations in the family. Features of joint family include sharing of workload, which may be unequal. Roles of women are often restricted to housewives, and this usually involves cooking, cleaning and organizing for the entire family. The patriarch of the family often lays down the rules and arbitrates disputes. Other senior household members are responsible for teaching the younger children their mother tongue manners and etiquettes. Grandparents often take leading roles because they have the most experience with parenting and maintaining a household. The members of the extended family also look after each other when a member is in need of help. Moving on with the structure of an extended family. The core feature of an extended family is that there are adults from multiple generations of a family together living under one roof. Family may include grandparents, aunts and uncles, cousins, great-grandparents, great-uncles and great-aunts. Moving on with advantages of extended family. A joint family is an undivided family. Each member has a responsibility. Members have to make a financial contribution towards the common fund. They have shared common rights in household property. Eat food at the common kitchen. Make their daily expenditure. In such a family, the son does not distance himself after getting married. Instead, he lives with his wife and children in the same house along with his other daily members. Moving on with the disadvantages. It often creates parasites who love to feed on others' income. They exploit the goodness and principled behavior of its partners. High-earning members often insult the low-earning members. The cost of education has gone up. The high-earning members often want their children to study in costly schools, but they don't want to share the burden with other members of the family. Sometimes crooked member of the family plot to torture and exploit another innocent member of the family. The decision maker is the head of the family. Other members may feel lost or develop an inferiority complex. Moving on with the impact of extended family on the development of a child. Elder members become role models and influences for children. Members provide children with a sense of encouragement, security and stability. Help children understand the roots of the family. Let children know that there are people outside the immediate family that love and care about them. Provide advice or act as a support system for parents. Help build on the sense of community for the child. Moving in with a religious group. Religion helps a man to know his creator. Religion provides man with a spiritual worldview. It also expresses the spiritual dimension of culture. Religiously, the children have no choice than adopting the beliefs of parents. Religion is an integrative social force that shapes collective belief into collective identity. Religious rituals like weddings, child dedications, burials and birthday celebrations promote group solidarity and cohesion. Identification with a particular religious group gives the sense of belonging. It also promotes the feeling of exclusion to those who are outside the group. Religion is a collection of cultural systems, belief systems and worldviews that relate to spirituality and moral values. Many religions have negative symbols, traditions and sacred histories that are intended to give meaning to life and ought to explain the origin of life in the universe. They intend to drive morality ethics with religious laws or a religious law or a preferred lifestyle from their ideas about the cosmos and human nature. The simple definition of religion is the belief in a god or in a group of gods. An organized system of beliefs, ceremonies and roles used to worship a god or a group of gods. An interest, a belief for an activity that is very important to a person or a group. Moving on with types of religion. Religion has been divided into broad categories. World religions, indigenous religions and new religious movements. World religions refers to transcultural international faiths. Indigenous religions refers to smaller culture-specific or nation-specific religions groups. New religious movements refer to recently developed faiths. Worldwide acceptance and activity look for new converts or ethnic religions that are identified with a particular ethnic group and do not seek converts. Moving on with functions of religions. Religions give meaning and purpose to life. It reinforces social unity and stability. It is an agent of social control. Religion is a greater psychological and physical well-being. Religion may motivate people for positive social change. Moving on with disadvantages of religion. Religion has all the benefits, but according to conflict theory, it has the following disadvantages. It can reinforce and promote social inequality and social conflict. People tend to view their poverty in religious terms. They think it is God's will that they are poor. Many people believe that if they endure their suffering, they will be rewarded in the afterlife. Their religious views lead them not to blame the capitalist class for their poverty and thus not to revolt. Religion also promotes gender inequality by presenting negative stereotypes about women and by reinforcing traditional views about their subordination to men. Religion can also promote social conflict. History of the world shows that individual people and whole communities and nations are quite ready to persecute, kill and go to war over religious differences. Religion can be the source of social unity and cohesion, but over the centuries it also has led to persecution, torture and wanton bloodshed. Religion can cause sexual abuse as it took place in America, Canada and many other nations where an unknown number of children were sexually abused by Catholic priests. Moving on with mutual dependence on man and society. The relation between the man or individual and society is very close. Man is a social animal. He has a natural urge to live an associated life with others. Man needs society for his existence or survival. The human child depends on his parents and others for its survival and growth. The inherent capacities of the child can develop only in society. The ultimate goal of society is to promote a good and happy life for its individuals. It creates conditions and opportunities for the all-round development of individual personality. Society ensures harmony and cooperation among individuals in spite of their occasional conflicts and tensions. If society helps the individuals in numerous ways, great men also contribute to society by their wisdom and experience. Thus, society and individuals are bound by an intimate and harmonious bond, and the conflicts between the two are apparent and momentary. In a well-ordered society, there would be lasting harmony between the two. Moving on with the nature of society. Society is an abstract term that connotes the complex of interrelations that exist between and among the members of the group. Society exists wherever there are good or bad, proper or improper relationships between human beings. These social relationships are not evident, they do not have any concrete form, and hence society is abstract. Society is not a group of people, it means in essence a state or condition, a relationship, and is therefore necessarily an abstraction. Society is an organization of relationships. It is the total complex of human relationships. It includes a whole range of human relations. Social relationships invariably possess a physical element, which takes the form of awareness of another's presence, common objective or common interest. We can say that the society is the union itself, the organization, the sum of formal relations in which associating individuals are bound together. Societies consist in mutual interaction and interrelations of individuals and of the structure formed by their relations. Moving on with a detailed explanation of mutual dependence of man and society. Though accurate information about the exact origin of society is not known, still it is an accepted fact that man has been living in society since time immemorial. Long ago, Aristotle expressed that man is essentially a social animal by nature. He cannot live without society. If he does so, he is either a beast or God. Man has to live in society for his existence and welfare. In almost all aspects of his life, he feels the need of society. Biologically and psychologically he was compelled to live in society. Man can never develop his personality, language, culture and inner deep by living outside the society. The fact is that man has always belonged to a society of some sort, without which man cannot exist at all. Society fulfills all his needs and provides security. Every human takes birth, grows, lives and dies in society. Without society, human life is just like fish out of water. Moving on with impacts of age of school entry in children's academic achievement. At what age children enter formal schooling? Practices vary widely across countries and localities within countries and even among families within small communities. The empirical question concerns the age at which children are emotionally and intellectually ready for a formal school program. Policymakers debate the age at which school entry should be allowed, and when it should be required. Many parents struggle with the question of whether they should send their children to school as soon as they are eligible, or keep them out for another year to increase their likelihood of success. Identifying the appropriate age for children to enter school is complicated by the fact that all children do not develop at the same pace. Substantial variation in readiness will be found regardless of the age at which children are allowed to enter school. Readiness for school also varies as a function of children's experiences in group daycare or other early childhood education programs may be more comfortable and better prepared to handle school than their age mates who have had little experiences in such settings. Age, therefore, will always be a weak predictor of readiness. Strategies to assess the effects of age of school entry. 3 strategies have been used to assess the effects of the age of school entry to children's academic achievement and occasionally on social, emotional, or motivational outcomes. First, studies have compared outcomes for children who have delayed entry by a year with children who entered school when they were eligible. The next subtopic is delayed entry. Studies examining children who have delayed their entry into school by a year are difficult to interpret because there is a selection bias in which children's parents decide to hold out of school for a year. The findings of studies that compared children who were held out to those who began school when they were eligible are not consistent. If differences between the groups in child outcomes are found, whatever the direction, the differences are modest. Age differences. The findings of studies that compare children who are relatively old versus young for their grade also vary somewhat, although a fairly clear picture emerges. Most studies report differences in the beginning grades of the school that favor older children, and some studies report differences in the later elementary grades. But a few studies found no difference in some or all achievement tests, even in kindergarten. In most of the studies that found significant age differences in the early grades, the differences were weaker or disappeared altogether by the upper elementary grades. These studies suggest some small advantage in being relatively older than classmate, but the advantage diminishes or disappears with age. The findings do not suggest that being older is better in some absolute sense. All of these studies used relative age as the independent variable. Depending on the birth date cut off in the state or community, a relatively old child in one study could have been an average aged child in another study. The findings also show that older children learn more in school than older children. The age differences, when found, were usually stronger at the beginning of school than in the later grades, indicating that the younger children actually tended to earn more, often catching up with their older peers after a few years in school. Even in the early elementary grades, the magnitude of the effect of age appears to be small. Most studies do not compute other factors influencing student achievement, but in one that did, the proportion of risk of poor achievement attributed to race and socioeconomic factors was 13 times larger than that contributed by age. School versus time to maturity. Most relevant to the question of school entry age are studies comparing children who are the same age but in different grades and children who are in the same grades but approximately a year apart in age. The first comparison provides information on the effect of a year of schooling, holding age constant. The second comparison provides information on the effect of chronological age, holding the number of years of schooling constant. Now we have come to an end of this lecture. If you have any doubts, feel free to write down in the comments section. Share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching. Keep subscribing. Take care.